guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige. This is my open book. We're on the floor again, which means I have another book haul. Like, it feels like I just filmed one of these and I already have so many books to share with you. I have no self-control, clearly. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and I will show you the books that I have been collecting over the past month or so. Okay, these first two I pre-ordered. These are new releases. Haven't read them yet, but I'm super excited. So we have Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. This is a new golf romance from her, which is really exciting. I feel like we don't really get a lot of golf romances, so I'm intrigued to see this twist on a typical sports romance. I believe the premise of this is like she was like his biggest fan, but I think he's trying to like redeem himself with his career and like she's gonna help him somehow. I don't really know. I have a good feeling about this one. I've already seen some good reviews, which is promising, so we'll see. Then we've got The Breakup Tour by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca. So I've read their other two contemporary romance books and I loved them. I was obsessed. This writing duo, I just love their writing style, and I think that they really deliver on the dual POV aspect of a romance in terms of actually giving like a male perspective versus a female perspective. However, the other two books that I've read, one of them was A Marriage in Trouble and the other one was like still a dual timeline, second chance kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, the premise of this book is not as intriguing in terms of it looks like it's gonna be some kind of like Taylor Swift thing. I'm not a Swiftie like most people seem to be. I do think her romance with Travis Kelce is really cute, and like I love Taylor Swift as a person. Like, she's amazing and I just love, you know, supporting successful women. However, on the back it says like this one is for the Swifties, so like that kind of like, normally I would not pick this book up for that reason. However, it's still got a second chance element to it. So I guess this musician, she is going on something called the Breakup Tour, and I think like one of her songs was inspired by an ex of some kind, and I think they want to like capitalize on that. So I think it's like she gets her ex from college to go on tour with her to kind of like amp up that storyline for like advertisement purposes. I don't really know, but I think because it's still second chance, like I'm gonna like it, but I am a little apprehensive about the Swiftie references because I feel like those will either go over my head or it might be where they lay it on too thick and it's annoying to someone who doesn't appreciate it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I love this writing duo, so I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it at the very least because I love their writing. So I pre-ordered it. This is one that I actually picked up a long time ago, but I'm just now able to put it on my shelves because I purchased this so my husband could read it. If you want to see that video, I will link it for you. My husband and I do book swaps sometimes where I'll make him read romance and he'll make me read horror, because we definitely read, we usually have very opposite tastes, but I picked this one for him to read because I thought he would appreciate the dark humor. This is like a dark romance between two serial killers, but it's also like a rom-com. Like there's a lot of like funny elements in here. It's still a little gory, but I don't know, it's really well done. Anyway, but this is no longer on Kindle Unlimited. So to get my husband to read it, I had to get the physical copy. So that's what I did. And now I can go on my shelves, which I'm very excited about. So my plan is in anticipation of the new book coming out from Scarlett St. Clair in her Hades and Persephone series. I think that comes out in March. And I wanted to read the Hades books to kind of like remember what happened in the story, but you know, still read something new because I have only read the Persephone ones, not the Hades ones. So these are on Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't have to get the physical copies, but like I already had the physical copies of the Persephone books, so I wanted to complete the set, okay? So I got these three. I believe Game of Fate is first, and then Game of Retribution, and then Game of Gods, I believe. So typically these are like interspersed with the other books in the series, but I've already read those, so I'm gonna try and just read these, but we'll see how it works out. I haven't really looked up to see if I can do that, but I think because I already know like what happened, it should be fine. Then my husband was so sweet and he got me this special edition of Archer's Voice. This is one of my favorite books, like period. I just loved that romance so much. If you're not familiar with the story, Archer is mute and it's his romance with a girl that's new to the small town. It's like a friends to lovers kind of vibe, and we just love a tortured hero with a backstory that like really tugs on your heartstrings. This did not disappoint. And I also love like when characters have to communicate in different ways because of like, you know, it could be a disability or it could be like an injury or, you know, whatever the case may be. So I definitely have a soft spot for this one. And Barnes & Noble came out with this beautiful special edition that has the sprayed edges. And this is what the actual hardcover looks like behind the dust jacket, which I love because I don't always love dust jackets. And then the best part is this actually has annotations from the author in it. So it'll have like the author's like behind the scenes thoughts about certain scenes, or just like little like special notes from Mia Sheridan, which I love. So I will definitely be doing a reread of this at some point so that I can like get her little, you know, bits and pieces with extra details, because you guys know I love finding out everything I can about a book. So it's right up my alley. Okay, then I picked this up. So this is a book by Carrie Ann Cole. I haven't read anything by Carrie Ann Cole yet, but there's so many books by her on my TBR. But I didn't know she got picked up by a publisher because this was in my Barnes & Noble. And I think it was on the buy one get one half off table. So I was like, sign me up. I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited, but my thing is like if she got picked up by a publisher, I feel like it's not going to be on Kindle Unlimited much longer, you know, because I feel like a lot of authors are doing that now. For example, Butcher and Blackbird used to be on Kindle Unlimited, but now it's not. So I was like, let me just go ahead and get this because I do like the cover. I don't always love the discreet covers with the flowers, but I feel like this one makes sense and it's still like really pretty. And yeah, I know it's forbidden. I know it's angsty. I think it's an age gap. No. Yes. Yes. Father's best friend. Yeah, so this is taboo, it's forbidden, but I've heard so many good things that I'm really excited to read this one. Then the one that I believe was on the same buy one get one half off table at my Barnes & Noble is this new release from Ali Hazelwood, which is Bride, which I was a little skeptical because Ali Hazelwood normally does more like STEM rom-com kind of thing. So this is like a paranormal romance with a vampire and a werewolf. So I was like, how is Ali Hazelwood gonna pull that off? So this is definitely one that I did not pre-order because I was like, I need to make sure people like it first before I buy it, because I haven't even read anything by Ali Hazelwood yet, but I've been seeing rave reviews from so many different people. So I feel like it's gonna be a hit. Plus I love this cover. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but some of these things are like metallic. Can you see that? I don't know. So I couldn't resist and I'm excited. I've heard really good things. So hopefully it'll be like Twilight 2.0. That's what I want. Next up we have Lisa Jewell, The Family Upstairs. I've been dying to pick this up ever since I had my January book club with Katie over on her channel, which I'll link that down below if you're interested. We read another book by Lisa Jewell called None of This Is True, and I was pleasantly surprised, but I had never read anything by Lisa Jewell before, but Katie had read this one and she said it was really good. So I really wanted to pick this up. Okay, then this is actually one that Joshua picked out for me. So this is something that we do kind of like as a tradition on Valentine's Day, is we'll go to Barnes & Noble and we'll pick out a book for each other. So this is the one that he picked out for me. This is called A Shot in the Dark by Victoria Lee. I have heard no reviews. I've seen nobody talk about this book before, but it definitely seems very unique. I'm especially excited about this because it has trans representation in it. I've read books that have trans characters in them, but I haven't read a book where the trans character is one of the main characters in the romance aspect specifically. So I'm really excited to see the representation in this. And yeah, Joshua said he looked up reviews and he said they were really good. So I'm excited. Okay, this next one's kind of funny. So I'll put a picture up here. I got, my Barnes & Noble had like the blind date with a book thing, and read this description. Like, this is perfect for me, right? It's like friends to lovers. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. Like, obviously, you know, a blind date with a book can be nerve-wracking because you're like, oh, what if I don't like it? Then I just wasted that money for nothing. But I was like, with these tropes, I'm gonna love it. Well, sure enough, I got a book that I've already read and given 5 stars to, and I already own it. This is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is one of my favorites. So I have an extra copy. So if you want this, leave a comment down below and then we can like contact each other and I can get your address and ship it to you if you want. Because I have the same cover, like I don't need 2. I really don't need 2. So let me know if you'd be interested in me sending this to you. I would love to make sure it goes to a good home. Okay? Next up, another case of Kindle Unlimited not being an option anymore. This is Katie Roberts' Mafia Romance series. It was previously published as the O'Malley series, I want to say, but now she's like republishing them. with new titles and new covers. And I love Mafia Romance and I love Katie Robert. So this has been on my TBR for a while, but I did kind of take for granted the fact that it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, oh, I can read it anytime I want. Well, they're not on Kindle Unlimited anymore. So I picked up the physical copy of book 1. That way I have it ready whenever I want to read it. This one, okay, this one I ordered off of Amazon immediately after I finished the audiobook. I guess this will kind of be a spoiler for my wrap up where I talk about reading this book, but I read this on audio at the beginning of February. I was obsessed. 6-star read, easy, hands down. This is a small town romance. It's a new series for Laura Pavlov. I've been loving her audiobooks lately. If you saw my January wrap up, I loved the last 2 books of the Cottonwood Cove series and I listened to them on audio, and I feel like that really helped me enjoy it even more. So when this came out, I knew I wanted to wait until I could get my Audible credit to listen to it, and I'm so glad I did. It was amazing. It was way better than the Cottonwood Cove series. Like, this is top tier, and I'm so excited for this new series by Laura Pavlov because I feel like she really stepped up her game, and this just felt like it had so much more substance than her usual small town romances do. Don't get me wrong, her small town romances have been enjoyable thus far. However, some of them have been lackluster, and I feel like even the ones that I really loved, they did follow, like, you know, the similar formula to other small town romances that I read. But this one, it's hate to love. He's a boxer. She's trying to open up her own coffee shop. And I feel like it's not exactly romantic suspense, but I feel like there's enough grittiness in here to where I feel like it is a great compromise between a small town romance and a like suspenseful book. So I really liked it. I highly recommend. I had to pick up the physical book immediately after I finished the audio and I can't wait to reread this and like annotate it and just like have it in my hands. You know what I mean? So that's exciting. Then this is on my 2024 TBR. This is the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. This is the first 2 books that follow, what's the name of the couple? Johnny and Shannon. But I wasn't really that excited about picking up the physical copies, if I'm being honest. I think I even already have one of these on my Kindle. I think I have this one on my Kindle because I had like free credits or something. But my Target, of all places, had these like ombre spines, which was only in the first run. So I couldn't believe my Target had them. I was like, I feel like I have to get them because that would be a missed opportunity if I left them sitting there. You know what I mean? That's my logic. These next books, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen them. I did a little mini Barnes & Noble trip while I was traveling in Florida earlier this month. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you are. I always have it linked in the description box. My username is Pages Open Book, just like it is on here. That way you can see more like in the moment daily updates from me. And plus you can see all the funny memes that we all repost from each other, and it's a great time. But anyway, I did already post about these on Instagram, but I thought I would include them in this book haul. That way my YouTube family could also see it. So I picked up this special edition. I've never read anything by this author before. This is a young adult romance, which is also something I don't really read a lot of because sometimes it could be kind of cheesy and immature. But I couldn't resist these sprayed edges. Come on, come on. Take a second. Like, this book could be about nothing and I would still want to buy it just because of how beautiful it is. This is definitely going to be one that I put on my shelf backwards because this needs to be what everybody sees. Not this. No one wants to see that. This is just the most beautiful sprayed edge I've ever seen in my life, and I had to have it. Next up, another YA, Murder for the Modern Girl. I love this cover. It's giving like Great Gatsby, but modern? I don't know. But it's a murder mystery. It takes place in the 1920s. It's young adult. I was very intrigued. Very intrigued. I never heard anyone talk about it. It was on the buy one get one half off table, so I figured let's take a chance on it. I'll let you know how it goes. Then also buy one get one half off. This was The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. I've been wanting to read this on my Kindle for so long, but it's like $10 for the ebook, which in my opinion is a bit ridiculous. But I also never see it in the bookstore, and I don't really like buying books off Amazon unless I absolutely have to. So that's why I haven't read this book yet. But the second book is coming out called The Partner Plot, and that book is like high school second chance, I think. So I was like, well, I'm gonna end up reading that one, so I need to read the first one, obviously. So this is one where I think they bond over like through email or something because he's an author, but then in real life he ends up moving next to her and like he knows it's her but she doesn't know that it's him. And I guess he's like the author of like one of her favorite books or something like that. I don't know. So it's like a secret identity trope and they're neighbors. So I'm assuming like a forced proximity situation. I've heard good things, so I'm excited to finally have that. Then I could not resist this. This book has been on my TBR for a while. This special edition that Barnes & Noble came out with is to die for. First of all, the cover is gorgeous. Then you open it up, also gorgeous. And look at this. Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. Look at these. Look at this. There's a map. And the chapter pages are like this with a quote and an image, and every chapter is different. Like it's not like, you know, they just use the same chapter image. Like everyone is different. Stop it right now. You've got the purple sprayed edges, and then the back inside cover is the same image as the front. But come on, like even if you're not a dark romance person, like how can you resist when this is just calling your name in a Barnes & Noble? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a dark academia romance that everyone raves about. So I'm excited. And I will be proud to display this on my bookshelves behind me. Alright, that's going to be it for today's video. That was a doozy of a haul, but I'm not complaining. It's okay. Be sure to give this video a like and comment down below the last book that you bought. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my future videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye.